right, Matt, take it away.
Me? I thought I was last.
No, take it away.
Oh, you want to change it? Okay. So, I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, and I don't know. Basically, the question I want to deduce is, what do you guys think is better? Do you think Sherlock Holmes is better portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch or by Robert Downey Jr. in the movies?
So, the second you propose this, I need to clarify. You mean who plays Sherlock better? Okay, and not what is the better Sherlock content.
See, that's okay. Oh no, not the content overall. Like not like is the movie better than the TV shows? I'm just talking about the actor and his portrayal, and that's such a hard thing because
the writing's completely different.
Yeah, I realized that, and like as I was talking to some other friends about this, they're like, okay, but do you mean like who is the more true Sherlock or who's the better Sherlock?
Right.
Because that's a whole other question on its own.
Whole different question.
I've read some of the books, and I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I'm like, So basically, I guess I just want to know your opinions on like who you preferred and why. And I know that also has to do a lot with the chemistry of like the characters he's bouncing off of, especially Watson and stuff like that. But just overall, just like give me your feels.
So just right off the bat, I love both. I genuinely,
absolutely.
I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. I've read like almost all the books as a kid, kind of thing. Like, think he's a great character. I love the Watson and Sherlock dynamic. That being said, I have to go Robert Downey Jr. and the Guy Ritchie Sherlocks all day. Every day, purely because, the Sherlock, as you said, like who portrays a better one. What the British show, like the Cumberbatch, Martin Freeman one, I can't remember the producer's name.
I don't know.
But just the straight Sherlock show. They go for this is a modern revival of the Sherlock Holmes from the books, right? Like, this is a modern, direct thing. He's a drug addict. He's, like, really aspy, like, doesn't really communicate at all with anybody. Watson is, like, really gruff and kind of unlikable at times. It gets really heavy and dark and serious. While the Guy Ritchie ones, Guy Ritchie's one of my favorite directors. I adore him. I adore his kinetic style. Robert Downey Jr. He's still a drug addict. He's still whatever, but, like, the world itself is so fantastical. Like, the end of the second movie, they're in the middle of this beautiful was it like some European Alp area in the mountains on a waterfall
or something.
And then like you have all these world leaders there, and there's like it's just so weird, right? Like, so like the fact that Sherlock does all these weird things is counterbalanced by the fact the universe it's set in is also fantastical, so you judge him less. While the Sherlock series is directly like, this is the real world, and this is a modern version of Sherlock Holmes existed in it. So you stare at Benedict Cumberbatch and you're like,
no.
That's my opinion, though.
That's fair.
I know a lot of people would counter me, though, because
almost everyone I've asked, they counter the other way. And for the longest time, I was like debating it, and I was sitting there, I'm like, dude, who do I really like better? And even though I said I don't want to judge it based on the content, I don't really have a favorite movie or favorite movies. But if I did, like if you held a gun to my head, the first thing that comes to mind is like the Sherlock Holmes movies.
They're so good.
They're so good. But that's like for numerous reasons. Just going off the characters alone, I don't know. There's just something that's so charming about him that even though I think the point of Sherlock is the TV show is to like look at him and case study him and see like he is not human.
100%. Especially the new season. The new season is a perfect case study.
Yeah, he's not one of us. And there's some great quotes from the series that talk about this. But I think the movies just do such a better job of like involving him as a character. And to me, I don't know. I think Robert Downey Jr. kind of captures. You said Cumberbatch was a better example of him from the books. I kind of think Robert Downey Jr.
You think the whole like analysis of the fight scenes and like all that's traditional?
No, I guess not.
Yeah,
but I guess he has been stated to be like an excellent martial art or
pugilist, I think.
Yeah. So it's not an idea that's completely absurd. That the fact that like his hyper skills of deduction could be applied in that manner.
100%. I'm just saying, I agree both ways. Just to me, Cumberbatch portrays the like from the books of holed up inside of his apartment, on literally it's Baker Street still, and he's like doing cocaine. There's drug dealers, and Watson's this like gruff military guy. While Jude Law is very like that makes sense. Who you like more as Watson? Jude Law or Martin
Jude Law.
Yeah, I gotta go with Jude Law. Like Martin, I
love Martin Freeman.
He's phenomenal. Like I love him as an actor.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
He's great in Civil War.
The thing is, they're both the perfect Watsons for the Sherlocks they're dealing with.
Exactly.
Because like Martin Freeman is so much more of just like he's like looking at Sherlock and being like, what is wrong with you? Like, he's more like exactly how I feel as a viewer, where I'm just like, what is this guy on about? Like,
well,
I
that's
get
what his entire character was made for, was to help the viewer understand this alien man.
exactly. He's the one that you're supposed
Again,
to.
they kind of remember.
Yeah, I love those fucking memes. But no, exactly. It's a great point. And then you have Jude Law, who's just like, at the start of the first movie of Sherlock Holmes, it's like him getting on with his life. He's getting married and all that. Like, he's like a normal person, and he's trying to separate himself from this absurdity that is Sherlock Holmes. And I think they're just perfect in that way. That's, I don't know. I like Jude Law.
Jude Law just like ruffles his facial hair.
Yeah.
Like he gets swept along in this cross country escapade.
I like Jude Law because it makes him feel like more of a duo. The fact that he can, when need be, like when he agrees to go along with Sherlock's antics, they're all for it. Like, it's just, they're the perfect team. And that, I mean, that's what it is. The series starts off at the beginning of the relationship, and the movies are like more towards the end. So it's an interesting idea, but...
And I also say this as well. With the Sherlock TV series, I was more excited for it, especially the first 2 seasons. There's 4 now?
Yeah, 4's out. It's not on Netflix yet, which is usually where I just...
I saw 4 on TV, yeah. Okay, so the first 3 seasons, I guess. 2, 3. It made me a lot more excited because I'm used to reading the Sherlock Holmes book, so each one is a different case, and but it's also kind of a look into analysis. The last season, not to spoil it, but it is basically just like a multi-part case study of Holmes and Freeman's and
their relationship,
Watson's relationship. Yeah, and it's just kind of like who is Sherlock Holmes? What's his past?
This is 4 you're talking about? Because I felt like 3 did that too.
3 definitely does that. 4 is all that.
Okay,
it's literally like. They go to more places than they've ever gone before. There's a lot more like cases per beat. There's just so many. Yeah, there's some good filmmaking done, but in terms of what the series does, it's like okay, the first 3 were Sherlock Holmes, and now those last ones like this is a spy thriller starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just mentioned with it.
Shrode, you've seen both the series and the movies?
Yeah, I've seen both.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to like who's the better Sherlock, it's just like who plays him personally, just less autistic.
Yeah, that's the fair. I can see the relation to that, and because I think that's very much the vibe he throws out there, because it's like so different, and we look at it to a degree in the way we do with a lot of more normal ways, like movies that are coming out now. It's like this kind of like separating the character from a human perspective kind of deal.
To word the autistic thing better, because I agree.
Yeah.
We don't want to be harmful with this, because I feel like saying the word autistic...
Well, no. Sherlock's character is autistic.
Yeah.
Like,
that is defined like in the thing. Like the word wasn't existed then, but that's the point of the new series, and that's why it has so much traction.
I just want to clarify, we don't mean that in a harmful way.
Yeah, it's not
sure.
derogatory.
Of course.
It's the fact of his
but
analysis,
to clarify that, I agree with it in the sense that they do not make any qualms in the Sherlock series to try to make Sherlock likable. And what's making everyone like him is, oh, haha, he's so quirky, and he is horrible at human. He's a little alien, right? While in the movie, it's like he's a dude that's like really, really smart, and he's over everybody, and he lives a totally different life than the rest of us. But like, he's still a guy. He's just so smart. He chooses not to be one of us. While the Sherlock series, like even if Sherlock tried, he wouldn't be. And also that kind of ties into like the last season of they make it almost seem as if Sherlock had no chance of being a normal human being.
Yeah.
As we're nearing the end of this topic, I wanted to bring up a few other things.
Sure.
Outside just the Sherlock, the Robert Downey Jr. movies and the Benedict Cumberbatch show, there are a bunch of other Sherlock adaptations, and there are billions of them, and a bunch of other people who played Sherlock, the character. I haven't actually been that big of a fan of either the movie or the TV show.
Really?
I mean, I just can't get into the TV show. I just have a hard time paying attention, and the movies I just never really went to see.
Okay.
But one, Mr. Holmes, Sir Ian McKellen.
Right.
That was a very interesting movie.
Yeah.
It was a little tough, but emotionally.
There was.
It makes me sad to see him be such an old man.
No, for sure.
But it's so interesting though, like to see all the different adaptations and to see like where they depict him and like his age and like what point of the career and the life and all that. And I love that. Like, there's been the animated series. Was it an animated series or a movie?
It's been everything.
Yeah, it really has.
Sherlock Holmes, the anime.
Oh, I'd watch
Well, I
that.
mean,
Where is it?
Conan.
I know, right? Can we please, though, talk about the Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment video games?
Okay.
Which are some of the best games.
I haven't played any.
I had it for PlayStation Plus as one of the free games of the month, and I really enjoyed it.
It's a fun game.
It's so fun.
Also, in the realm of games for Sherlock, to kind of relate back to Evan's topic, the best Sherlock Holmes spinoff, Nancy Drew.
Yeah, I was going to bring her up.
I was gonna say Nancy Drew is a character, and the Nancy Drew web games.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was basically a Sherlock Holmes quest, and you had to like break yourself out of a burning house or discover a thing.
Nancy Drew.
Sherlock Holmes has to be like appreciated for the fact that it set up a like.
It's own mythos.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's so cool how it can cross between the supernatural. You can do like Sherlock Holmes vs. Cthulhu is like a thing that exists, and it's so good because it works because it's like it's London and it's set during that Victorian time period.
Yep.
So it's like there's weird steampunky people and there's cults and there's mystical people, but there's also technology and Cthulhu's coming and Sherlock Holmes has to try to figure out how to stop this supernatural cult from like summoning this demon. I'm like, Guy Ritchie, you know, after doing Arthur, make it, man.
Also, Elementary.
All right.
Elementary.
Oh, yeah.
Miller as Sherlock Holmes.
Who's Watson?
I don't know her name.
Oh, let me look it up.
Yeah, I don't know her
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Watson's portrayed by a woman in that one. I haven't seen any of Elementary, but none of the trailers or anything has inclined me to watch it. It's just, there's nothing, I'm not trying to judge it by its cover, but like nothing from the trailers spoke
Lucy
to me
Liu.
like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
See
Lucy
Lou.
And I'm also like, I've been, throughout this entire topic, the reason I've been so silent is I've been trying to rack my brain to remember this one movie.
What's that?
It's an older movie, I can't remember the title of it. And it's not even about Sherlock. It's about like, not even Mycroft. It's like his brother. Or
Okay.
Mycroft's brother or Sherlock's
No,
brother?
Sherlock.
Yeah.
It was like his brother or someone, his rival. And it was like, about this guy, it was like a comedy movie. And it was really old. I'm pretty sure it was black and white.
Okay.
And I just can't remember the title of it.
Young Sherlock.
Why are you so esoteric?
I think
Young
it is, but I can't look it up.
Sherlock.
I can't find
I
it.
mean, Young Sherlock's a Buster Keaton film.
Yeah,
that's what I was
I was gonna
thinking.
say like,
Or,
That's
but,
what I was thinking. Young
yeah,
Sherlock.
he's not.
But
It's no, that's him thinking
that he is a detective. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that the one where he falls asleep in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
in the
I
movie
love that one. It's actually my favorite.
no,
Oh, those are great.
Junior.
I thought I was
Sherlock
getting-
Junior.
Sherlock Jr.
It's
Yeah,
his
yeah,
son. There it is.
Sherlock Jr. Yeah, okay.
I've been
thought-
trying to remember.
That's what it
this
was.
so
Yeah.
hard.
All right. This will be a topic of mine later date. Let's wrap this one up. Who do you think's the better British series, Sherlock Holmes or James Bond?
Sherlock Holmes has had a better longevity. Like,
Well-
it's survived since the steampunk era when...
Oh, okay. When you say series, you're not just comparing the movie series to the TV series.
No,
You're just
I'm
talking about
the
the
franchise,
brands.
the brand
Oh,
and franchise
Okay.
of.
Oh, well, the more popular one is probably James Bond's, but my personal favorite, and I can't see why it's losing to James Bond's necessarily. Besides, like, I guess all the like explosions, sex, spy stuff. But Sherlock Holmes, by far, I always enjoy almost any adaptation.
The Guy Ritchie movies did really well in theater,
So
which is why I'm so
good.
excited to see his King Arthur adaptation. Have you seen the
Oh no,
trailers
no,
for
yeah,
this
I
thing?
haven't seen the trailer. I heard about it. And
Oh, I
was
haven't
like,
seen
"You
the
gotta
trailer
be
for
kidding
it."
me."
After
I'm
this, I'm like, you guys watch
excited.
it. It's
I
so
love Authority. Oh my god, I'm
But,
so pumped.
I mean, to
Last
me,
thoughts?
I'd also compare the book sales or like the number of books made.
Right.
Let's think about how much Sherlock Holmes had.
I know.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of short stories like written in essays
Yeah.
and stuff,
But
but
like by the original author. you
sure,
know.
sure.
Yeah.
Ian Fleming had like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was also messing around
Yeah.
with like weird stuff.
Yeah,
I-
no, once he killed Sherlock in like his original
14,
series,
I'm sorry.
everybody was so
Jeez.
upset. They
Shit.
flipped shit.
He's like, oh,
So he was like, okay, well, I'll write a play, I guess.
bring,
He lives.
bring him back to life.
He lives.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
I lied. The best British series, Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
I was-
I'm sorry, you have to give it.
Yeah.
Last, I know we're like right at time, but I just want to see, what do you think best thing that Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock does, and the best thing that Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock does? Like, it just whether it's like an artistic choice by the director, writing, whatever. Just like, what do you think? I personally, it's the analytics of like during the fight scenes for Robert Downey Jr. Like, it's just done so well, like especially in the second movie where they totally turn it on you in the last bit.
Yep.
Blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, I wasn't
100%.
ready for this. Why?
No, it's all building up to that.
Oh,
And then,
it's
and then
good.
in a similar vein, I think the best part of the Sherlock series is Benedict Cumberbatch's fast dialogue of like breaking
Oh,
down
okay.
breaking
So
down
like when he actually
somebody's
explains it to like the normal people.
yeah, breaking down like what
That's fair.
he's seeing in his deductive mode of like, oh, obviously because you didn't shave today, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Or his like
I can tell Matt's a fan. I was looking
I
back at Matt's
get so
repertoire,
happy.
I'm
I
like-
get so happy, and I'm excited. I'm a little turned on, and it's just
Oh.
all great.
And with that.
All right.